I gave in to temptation and went to the Asian market, but I went with a purpose and I tried to stick to that purpose, so it's not so much of a breaking of the no buy. I did get some mochi as a treat for the boy because he loves mochi, and when I asked him, like, what do you want? He said mochi, and he's working on a big job interview, so it's a good luck, go get him type of a treat. So we've got that. I found some Japanese style ramen that I've never tried before, so I'm excited to try this. It's a 2 serving. I know this is probably crazy overpriced. It's $5.99, but I figure it's 2 servings, so split that in 2. It's basically 2 like bases for meals for me. The reason I actually went was to find coffee, like blend coffee. Now, I could easily just get this off of like Amazon or something, but I am trying to support local businesses, so a little bit overpriced, I'm sure, for, you know, the number of coffees in here, although not as overpriced as going to Starbucks, so there's that. But basically stick coffee is what I went to the store for. Oh, and also kimchi, which I did find, so I'll put these over here because there's no space for any of this. I got some rice, which I think is about on par with what I've seen prices online. So it's an nishiki brown rice. I wanted the white, but the white was really expensive and really big, and I don't have space for that. Now, sort of an impulse buy, but I do have a beauty budget, and it's within the range. It was $12.99. It's actually cheaper than what I've seen online. I've been wanting to try Japanese shampoo to see what it does for my hair texture. I've said before, I've been using Functional Beauty for years, but I kind of don't feel like spending 40 bucks on shampoo, even though it lasts a long time, but any shampoo lasts me a long time. So I want to try it. This has jojoba oil, which does make my hair really soft normally, and eucalyptus extract, which I like. Non-silicone, the Relax and Smooth. I have straight hair, except for like a couple little curly bits in the front with little baby hairs, so I'm gonna see what this does for me. I really like Japanese beauty products, so Japanese shampoo. Actually, I've tried Japanese hair like support products that I really liked, and I was stuck between getting that one or the Tsubaki line, but I think the Tsubaki line is more rich. I have the hair milk and it's really nice, but I can't use it too often, so we'll see what that one does. I got some seaweed salad. I've never bought their fresh seaweed salad before, but I was in the mood and it looked nice. I love seaweed. I sometimes feel like maybe I get cravings for seaweed or sushi because of my thyroid. Like maybe my body's like, hey, iodine, you need it. So I go with it. And kimchi, I found it. I had a boss who had a Korean wife, and somehow she got me like really into Korean food, and especially kimchi. Like she did a kimchi making ceremony one time. I am too terrified to make kimchi. I am always like afraid that my container will explode or something. One day I'll be brave enough to do it, but I'm like scared of getting it wrong, somehow poisoning myself in the fermentation process, or having like the thing explode in my fridge. So I still prefer to let the experts do it. This one was $8.99. It was the only kimchi they had because this particular Asian market is not like that big into having Korean products. It's more Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese stuff that they offer. So I was actually surprised that they even had this, but I went there on the off chance that they did. So this is a cut cabbage kimchi from Korea. And I'll keep the little container after the fact because I like it. Now, the rest are the impulse buys. I saw this and it looked really good. It's a passion fruit, I think, drink. Yes, condensed yogurt passion fruit. I've never had this one, but it looked really good, so I wanted to try it. It was only $4.99, so like $1.25 a pop. And then I got some, I never know if it's mail. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I normally buy Yakult, but I like this one, the actual Korean market that I go to, which is like an hour away. That's why I didn't go there. They always give you one at the end when you buy something, so I bought some from this place. I got I call these Asian pears. I think they're also called like Korean apples. I don't know. They are delicious. I love them. This is the season for them, and they're always expensive in any store, so no difference there. I got myself milk tea. I do like to get milk tea whenever I go to the market. I like to try different ones. I'm pretty sure I've had this brand before, but I think I've had a different variety of it. I think it was like a beige container last time. And I thought these were adorable. These are total like end of the counter impulse buys. How cute are those? I'm gonna give Donald to the boy and Mickey for myself. I mean, not Mickey, Minnie. Minnie for myself. They're so cute. So that was my purchase, and I'm only mildly ashamed to say this was all about 80 something bucks. But the shampoo was the most expensive, and then the kimchi. No, actually the coffee was the second most expensive. So the shampoo, the kimchi, and the coffee were the three most expensive things, which came out to about 30 some odd dollars, I think. Maybe 38. My fridge just kicked in, so you might hear that sound. So yeah, still within my budget, but it probably means that my grocery spending is gonna have to be on the lower end to make up for it. But I really wanted kimchi. I have gotten so used to eating something like sour and spicy and fermented with my food that I really needed. I really wish I had a Korean market closer, because I would totally buy a bunch of banchan just to have with my meals, because I love a sour thing, and I love a spicy kick to my stuff. So we're good. This will last me a while. Like I said, it was $8.99, but the one I get in my grocery store, which I think is an Asoya brand, is like $7.99. So $1 more for the difference, I don't mind. But that is that. Happy Sunday. So it's been a struggle to write this week. I just have not been in the right headspace for it. I've been stressed out about a bunch of things, and also a little bit burned out, if I'm being 100% honest. Like I've been feeling a lot of burnout in relation to work, and it's kind of trickled over into like my daily life and me just like not wanting to do anything when I get home. But also, you know, physical health stuff. That neck pain that I had in the last vlog, I still have it. Not as badly, but like it's still there. Oop, there goes the I should turn on the laptop so I can get some light. It's just been a struggle is what I'm saying. Sorry about that. I'm touching the speaker, microphone, whatever that is. So yeah, so I'm gonna try to do at least an hour of writing. I have talked myself into, if I do at least an hour, I will feel accomplished. I will feel like I have done something, and I will feel like I have gotten some work done, you know, towards my ultimate goal, which is ideally to get this done by the beginning of April. It's a realistic goal for me because I know my general progress, like timeline. I wish it wasn't that long. I didn't think this particular edit would take this long, to be honest. I thought this edit would be a little bit more smooth. But you know, even though it is minor editing, it's still pretty detailed. I'm very thorough when I do any kind of editing. So I see the decrease in work overall, but it's still an intense process. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna sit down, write for an hour, and then I will treat myself with an episode of a drama. So that's what I am doing. I am basically rewarding myself for work as a way to hype myself up. And I'm also gonna just like watch like a study with me video to help me going. I recently learned the term body doubling, which is a concept that is apparently fairly well known in the ADHD community. I do not have ADHD, but you know, we all have issues with distractions, and apparently body doubling is when you do something like engage in like watching a Twitch stream or a sprinting group or whatever, and so you have like physically you do this as well, where you have like the buddy who is there doing something and you're just working independently, and so having them around, your brain is tricked into doing more work. I feel like that was my process all throughout grad school. Like I always hung out with other people in groups, even if we were not working necessarily together on a project. We were just in the same space working on something, and it kind of just like motivated us to keep going. So that is a thing that I recognize in myself. That's the same reason why I end up going to coffee shops to write. But now I haven't been in a coffee shop since 2019. So there's that too. So yeah, I do feel like I'm getting to the point where a change of space would be nice, but it's highly unlikely to happen anytime soon, for many reasons, not just COVID reasons. But we work with what we've got. So I will be watching a video, and so working with someone in that way. So I'm going to do that, and I will get to it. And I hope the lighting on this segment is okay, because I kind of just wanted to get the mood light situation going before I turn on the lamp, and it makes me really washed out. So that was a success. I finished the chapter I was editing, which was chapter 9. I thought it was 10, but nope, not so far ahead as I thought. So that's done. I'm not going to run it through Pro Writing Aid, because my current process involves me going through reading it and going chapter by chapter, and then I run each chapter individually through Pro Writing Aid to catch like any like grammar mistakes or whatever, which are minor, I have to admit. I'm a very clean writer when it comes to stuff like that, so I don't have that much of like the typo problem or the like grammatical errors and all that, but I do like to also go through and see like some of the style suggestions that it makes and things like that. So that's what I'll do now. It usually takes me about like an hour and a half to 2 hours to do a chapter, because I like to go through several of their style features and look through and make sure that everything matches up with what I want it to look like. And it's also very good for like helping me tighten some sentences that are a little bit wordy and stuff like that. So it's now 8:18. I think I might just go ahead and like do at least some of that. I might at least get some of the minor edits out. I don't know if I want to start my edits tomorrow doing Pro Writing Aid. I'd rather just dive straight into the writing, but sometimes it's nice to have that sort of slow roll into editing. So I don't know, we'll see. I might do a little bit, maybe get like another half hour done, and then treat myself so I could feel a little bit more productive than I thought it would. So first I needed a snack because sustenance. So coconut Greek yogurt with, or not Greek yogurt, Icelandic yogurt. Is it Icelandic? It's skyr, coconut skyr with what are they, mallow oats? It's the Mom's Best brand. Like basically it's Lucky Charms, guys. I'm just having cereal on Lucky Charms. Which one have you liked the most so far?
I like the s'mores.
I really like the brownie powder. Here are the cake tops I cut off. I'm going to taste this and see what it's like. It's good. Came out moist. Apologies if you don't like that word. Basically it's a funfetti cake mix, because I refuse to bake anything from scratch lately. So I'm gonna save these two. They're literally like muffin tops. I made too many cakes, so I could make a tiny little cake for my at-home Valentine's date. And we're celebrating it on Saturday because Monday's gonna be complicated. So I'm gonna save these. I have a frosting piper thing, but it's at my mom's house and she couldn't find it. She found a spritz cookie maker by accident and she thought that's what it was. So I'm gonna make do. I'm just using a spatula. I just put a crumb coat on the cake and a little bit of frosting in the middle. I didn't want to make it like a thick layer in the center. I just kind of wanted to make a little double layer cake and just have fun. I could have, you know, cut it into more than 2 layers, but we don't have time for that. We do not have time to mess about. So I've got that, and I have however many cupcakes that is. We'll probably not get frosted because I imagine the frosting will be used up. Maybe a few of them will, who knows. So we'll spread these to my mom's house. And this is what happens whenever I bake. All the stuff has to come out of the oven because yes, my oven is basically storage. Yeah, babe, what are you doing? Those are visitors. Yeah, but don't hiss. You go back in the room where you belong if you don't want to be around them. Yeah, go back in the room. Don't stress out other people. Mimi, have you been disturbed? No. You're a good girl. And Prius. Yes. Not a child who has to be in a cage. You'll go home soon. Young lady. What is his face? I don't even remember when I started this vlog, but I think it was last Friday maybe. And if it wasn't, well, it is currently Friday, and it's been a long week for me. I have had to get up really early for several days in a row and mess around with my mom and her cats and bringing them over here and clearing out everything in order to put them in isolation. And it's been a week, but I've been very productive. I will say that, you know, despite that, I have managed to like just push forward and keep doing what I need to do. So I have managed to accomplish a fair bit, but now I feel like, how much will I realistically be able to get done tonight, because it's catching up to me, and I want to be able to be focused over the weekend, because it is my like virtual writing retreat weekend that I participate every month, and I would like to get the most out of that. I have little hairs everywhere. I try to get as much done on writing retreat weekend as I can. I am sort of on target for finishing my goals this month writing wise, but also a little bit behind because the last chapter that I read through / edited, I think really needs to be 2 chapters, and that was something that I had noted already in my notes for editing, and I think this chapter needs to be split and the next chapter has to be split. So what were 2 chapters is really more like the length of 4 chapters, and that kind of throws off my count as far as where I was supposed to be. I'm a little bit under halfway at this point. I am almost at the 200 mark, and the novel as it stands is somewhere around like 415 pages. So I'm about halfway through. I thought I would be further along at this point, to be honest. I feel like 3 months is my average for editing, which yay, but also boo, because I don't really want it to be 3 months. I would like to speed that up, but also realistically, like, I don't know, like, what can I do? I only have so much time in a day. I only have so much energy. I only have so many days in a month, so it is what it is. I can't really make magic happen, and I squeeze in as much writing as I can on the days when I am functional. And this is just my pace. It's unfortunate, but I am slow at editing. I am pretty fast, I would say, at writing, but I'm consistently slow at editing. Although, who knows, maybe I'm faster than somebody else. This is all relative. So my slow, maybe you're fast, maybe somebody else's like snail's pace. So I don't know, we'll see. Also, I'm being like super hyper, like, you know, careful of the details with this one, and running it through essentially like 3 phases of editing in one go. So I guess it makes sense that it's slower than I thought this stage would be, because I read the chapter as I take notes and then I apply them, and I actually am at this stage like following the notes that I take. Sometimes I decide, no, I liked it better the first time around, but sometimes I do want to apply all the changes that I made in a chapter, and that takes time. So I'm like giving it 2 reads really as I go through, and then a 3rd read essentially when I run Pro Writing Aid to check for like typos and errors and weird sentence structure and stuff like that. So that's, I guess, better than thinking that I'm slow. I guess I'm squeezing 3 processes in. So if I think about it, if I had done each process separately, that probably would have taken much longer. So let me congratulate myself for small wins, and that's what we'll do. So I think tonight I will try to do the Pro Writing Aid bit on the last chapter, because I would like to finish that before I start the next chapter. I don't like to leave one thing versus the other, and it would be better if I could get that out of the way before tomorrow. I'm tired. I came home and just wanted a nap, and I made like sad dinner out of whatever I could find, because I am just getting to the point where I need to do more groceries and I don't have the time. So I just did a little bit of online grocery shopping, had it delivered, and called it a day and just pulled what I could from the fridge and the freezer. And that's just what happens sometimes. But we're gonna push through. I want to do some yoga tonight because I've been telling myself that I will do like real yoga, not just like 10 minutes of stretching, for like the last month, and it hasn't happened. But my body needs it to happen. Like, it has to happen. So that's the plan for tonight. And I realize that I have like 3 fans running, so this might sound very windy. So I'll try to reduce the noise, but it's only so much I can do. So I just finished running Pro Writing Aid, and that took a lot less time than I thought it would, so that's good. I'm glad that I did push through and do that tonight. I also had to run around because some just weird stuff was happening, and I was interrupted briefly, but it only took about 40 minutes, so good progress. The first few times that I edited the early chapters, they were a lot messier, and the Pro Writing Aid stage took me a significant amount of time. But yeah, I'm getting faster at using it and becoming more comfortable with the suggestions and when to agree and when to omit a suggestion. So it's coming along nicely, and that chapter was actually pretty clean in its report. I mean, I'm not saying that I get like super messy chapters to begin with, but in terms of like sentence structure, suggestions, and sticky sentences and stuff like that, it was all in the green when I ran it, so it was good. I was actually like scrolling through and going like, are there no suggestions? But I guess I had a pretty clean chapter this go around, which makes sense because I feel like when I'm writing, the middle is where I end up spending so much of my time moving stuff around, editing, and switching the order of things, and adding plot points, that I think that middle, even though it's the messiest part in the first draft, becomes like the most carefully curated section as I move on into the other drafts. And then the first part is just kind of like, oh, well, this is a breeze, keep going, so maybe I missed some of the stuff, but that's just what I'm finding. So I'm going to now do some personal stuff, take care of bills that I have to take care of for my mom, buy her cat supplies, and sort my laundry because I have not done laundry in 3 weeks maybe, and it's a lot in there. It was unplanned, this whole pile up, but it happens every so often. That's my goal for tomorrow, is to do the laundry but also write. And if I could set it up tonight, that'll be all for the better. So I will check out here. I might check in again tomorrow. If I don't, then I'll see you guys soon. And if I do, then stay tuned.